Here is an excerpt from a book that I'm currently writing, my second book. It's about a family who moved into a new build property in Fordingbridge in the New Forest. The witness writes, "My family and I moved into a new build property, ignoring my gut feeling it was a bad idea, in July 2020. From the outset, we were plagued by uncomfortable feelings, a feeling of being watched and, if alone in the house, feeling that someone was there all the time. One night, I was taking the bins out to the bin storage area when out of the corner of my eye, I saw something totally black, humanoid-shaped, flitting about near my car on the drive, like an inky black shadow. At the time, only a few of the houses were occupied, and the one street light that we had, the house is in a cul-de-sac, had not been connected up, so it was very dark. The sighting was accompanied by a really horrible feeling of dread, not fear, but dread, as if something awful was about to happen. I saw this thing again, later on, by a neighbouring garage. It lingered for 5 seconds or so, and then disappeared. A week later or so, my family and I were sat enjoying a meal at the dining table in the kitchen diner area, just off the hallway, when we were all aware of movement in the hallway. The kitchen door was open, and we heard a sound as if someone was walking past. We all stopped eating and looked at each other. On investigation, there was no one there, just the unmistakable feeling of a presence and the familiar heavy sense of dread and foreboding. There were also the irritations and arguments between family members. Whilst at home, we all felt the need to bicker and felt prickly towards one another, as if being controlled by an unseen negative energy, urging us to pick fights. I also felt the need to sleep more often than I usually do, like feeling drugged and unable to start the day. This was very unusual for me. I normally spring out of bed and eager to get on. That is, until we moved here. I am planning to move out in a few weeks. Something feels off here, a feeling that lifts when I drive away from the estate, like a black cloud, dissipating. On researching this phenomenon, there didn't seem to be any historical reason for this black shadow man's appearance, no tragedies in the past, etc. This estate of new houses were built on farmland, and searching the archives didn't throw up anything of any relevance. I am now wondering if this is some kind of human manifested thought form. I think this is because the estate and the 2 others planned for the locality have not been embraced by locals. There has been a fierce opposition to proposed plans. The town does not have the infrastructure to manage the additional cars and people with the extra 300 plus homes planned to be built, not to mention the trees that are cut down and the land overturned, then redesigned using block paving and tarmac. Imagine the angry thoughts that the people who opposed are having being directed either consciously or unconsciously at this and the other estates. Could this negativity form a black mass of energy that affects all that see it? Have you ever walked into a building where something bad happened, a death, a suicide, or even a bad argument, and became aware of that heavy, sticky, cloying, negative feeling that seems to drag you down? Imagine that energy being directed towards a person or place. Another word for the concept of thought form is the Tibetan tulpa, which means a manifestation or emanation of unrealized beings, an aura that generates from the thoughts of those people around it, moving and shifting around, completely autonomous. Perhaps this is the cause of such a sighting.